Okay, let's talk about scholarly articles. We all know they're the foundation of, well, pretty much all modern research. But let's be real. Sometimes cracking one open feels like trying to navigate an impenetrable maze. But what if I told you there's a map? Well, today we're giving you that map, so you can walk through any academic paper like a pro.
I mean, have you ever opened a research paper and within like 2 sentences, your eyes just start to glaze over? If you're nodding right now, I promise you're not alone. These things can be dense, they're packed with jargon, and honestly, they can be super intimidating.
But here's the secret. Every single scholarly article follows a predictable structure. It's like a hidden roadmap. So today, we're going to be your guide. We'll hand you that map, we'll walk you through it section by section, and by the end, you'll be able to tackle any academic paper with complete confidence.
Every good journey starts with the first few steps, right? Or in our case, the first few checkpoints on our map. This is all the stuff you see right at the very top of the article. And trust me, it gives you a ton of clues before you even read a single paragraph. So these 4 things right here, they're your quick scan essentials. The title, that's your destination. The authors are your expert guides for the trip. The abstract is basically the 30-second movie trailer for the entire paper. And the keywords, those are the signposts pointing you to the big ideas. Now take a closer look at that author list. Here's a little insider tip. It's not alphabetical. The order is deliberate. The very first author listed is usually the person who did the heaviest lifting on the research. That's a really important clue when you're trying to figure out the authority of a source. And here it is, your single biggest time saver, the abstract. Seriously, think of it as the entire research paper, just shrunk down into one powerful paragraph. It gives you the context, the methods, the main results, and the conclusions. Before you commit to a 20-page read, you read this. It'll tell you everything you need to know to decide if this particular journey is worth your time.
And what about keywords? Well, you can think of them as search tags for the article. They help you spot the main concepts at a glance, but they've got another trick up their sleeve. You can literally take these words, plug them into a research database, and find a whole bunch of other articles on the exact same topic. They point you directly to more knowledge.
All right, so we're past the first few checkpoints. Now we're digging into the main body of the paper. We're going to start with the sections that really set the stage and explain why this research even exists in the first place.
So you've got 2 key parts here, and they do different things. The introduction zooms in on the very specific problem this one paper is trying to solve, and it usually ends with a really clear hypothesis. The literature review, on the other hand, zooms out. It gives you all the background, looking at what other researchers have already discovered to build a solid foundation for this new study.
Okay, we've arrived at the heart of the journey, the research itself. This is the part where the authors stop telling you what they're going to do and start showing you exactly how they did it and, of course, what they found. This table breaks it down perfectly. The methods section is the recipe. I mean, it tells you everything, who the participants were, the exact procedures, the tools they used, all in so much detail that another scientist could repeat the experiment perfectly. And the results section? That's the finished dish. It just presents the raw data, the facts, usually with charts and tables. No interpretation, not yet.
You're going to see a lot of visuals just like this one in the results section, and for good reason. A simple chart can show you the key findings in a split second, saving you from wading through pages of dense numbers. Like here, you can see at a glance that Group A scored way higher. It's all about presenting that what as clearly as humanly possible.
So, we have the data. We know what the researchers found. But what does any of it actually mean? This next stage of our journey is where the authors finally answer the single most important question in all of research. So what?
I love this quote because it just nails the shift in thinking here. We're moving from the purely objective facts to the subjective interpretation. This is where the authors step up and really tell you why their findings matter.
So in the discussion and conclusion sections, the authors start connecting all the dots. They'll explain what the results mean, they'll circle back to that literature review to show how their work fits into the bigger conversation, and they'll even be upfront about any problems or weird results they ran into. This is where they make their big case for why their work is important.
We're almost at the end of our journey through this one article. But you know, a really good map doesn't just show you where you've been, it points you toward new adventures. And the final sections of an article are all about that path forward.
So keep an eye out for a section on recommendations. A lot of times it's just tucked into the conclusion. This is where the researchers basically say, hey, we've taken it this far, now here's what someone should look into next.
It's a direct signpost for future researchers showing exactly where the map leads from here.
And last, but definitely not least, whatever you do, do not skip the references list. It is so easy to see it as just this boring, formal list at the end of a paper. It is not. It's a treasure map. Every single source they cited is another potential path for you, another piece of the puzzle you can go explore. It's one of the most valuable tools you have.
So there you have it, the complete roadmap to any scholarly article. See? It's not some scary, impenetrable maze. It's just a structured journey, from a question to an answer. So the only question left is, now that you have the map, what are you going to discover next?